All right, I'm going to continue. All right, so I think now it started. Okay, so John, all you need to do is just talk about your game, um, just like what we did yesterday, and then you can still talk about the Unity part. How about that?
Okay.
Just show
Yeah.
the same demo. This one you can do as long as you want. That's fine. Okay, and once you're done, so we're gonna finish the meeting, and then it will generate the file for your recording, and then you can just send that file to me. You can put that into a Google Drive and send it to me, and then that's it.
Okay.
All right, and then let me also record it to the cloud here. All right. So I think we're both recording it. Okay, so now you can go ahead and start. I'm not gonna interrupt you, okay? You just say whatever you want. I'm gonna mute myself. It doesn't.
Okay. This is my game, and this is my title screen slash menu screen. And we just press to start. We get a selection panel, and since for the sake of the demo, I already done the levels for you, so you don't have to like do them again, and it's just for the sake of the demo. So let's start from level 1, and it's just loading. So this level is actually quite easy, and I would say this is one of the beginners level, just simple, straight away, nothing too much. And you get to the end. Now you reach the second level. Now the second level is actually a lot harder, and it's actually enemy chasing you right now. And pay attention to the top left corner right now, and you'll see there's actually the enemy now chasing you. Pressure button. I'll talk about that actually later in detail. And now I'm running, and I reach something called platforms. This is actually really hard, and yeah. So I'm gonna focus and just enjoy the gameplay. Oh great, I failed. The enemy got close to me, and as you saw, when my pressure bar reaches max, I actually die. So now, let's just move on for the sake of the demo and to the third level. Now, the third level is, I mean, like a lot harder. So I'm probably not gonna even beat this level, but we can try. I mean, oh, I just failed at the very beginning, but as you can see, the levels get harder each time, and yeah, it's quite interesting. And if you didn't see enough of the third level, there will be more of the third level later. And now level 4 is actually much more interesting. Now I increased the gravity on this one, so you actually jump lower. That's really cool. It gives you a new challenge. Now there's an enemy chasing on this one because it's already really hard. And I think this level is actually quite doable, I would say, in terms of relative to now. As you can see, I am slowly and slowly and slowly, reaching the end. The blue stick again is the end. It's obviously the blue stick. And now, and I reached the end. And now, since this is the final level, I will get this message which says you have escaped for now, which means there's more coming. And yes, there is more coming. So if I click return, I'll go back to the menu screen. Well, this is kind of it for my game, but there's a lot more to show behind the scenes. So for the process of how I actually made the game, bear with me for a second because Unity needs to load a little bit since it's actually quite laggy today. And if I can scroll now, it's actually in the testing scene, which is right here. Now, the first, well, I can't really show you all of my features because it's a big game, I would say, and you can't really fit everything um, in like a short amount of time. So I'm just going to show you 3 of my very interesting features. Now, this is a testing scene, so it's nothing too beautiful or anything. But if I just run the program, and it takes a while to load, and now voila. Okay, now it's loading. Now, this is in testing scene because it's not really finished yet, but it's still a cool feature. So this is the gravity gun, and the gravity gun is a little gun you could use and to move some blocks around. And it might be very lagging on your screen, but it's actually moving with my cursor, and I can actually throw it. Now it's falling into the void of nothingness. But as you can see, it's a cool feature. And how I made that, I actually use C# code. All of my code is actually done in C#. And if I just go into the code, you can see I actually used a real life equation that copes with like forces. So, and I had to use that with Unity's physics engine, which surprisingly works really well with real life equations. So that's good, but still, it's quite like iffy. Sometimes it glitches out and just goes all over the place. So it's not the final like how can I say the final like version of the gravity gun nor like the game in whole. And the second thing I'm going to show is probably what you're all wondering, and that is uh, what should I call it? Yeah, the AI enemy. Now, just it takes a while to load. Now, look at the upper screen, and I will make it bigger for you. If Unity isn't that laggy. Good. Okay, so this upper screen is in editor's mode, and I'm having a bird's eye view of the map. And if I click nav mesh right now, you can see blue squares popping up on the platforms. Well, what is this? Well, NavMesh, how should I say this, is like the built-in AI management system for Unity. And I used NavMesh and inside a NavMesh surface to be exact to actually tell the enemy where he or she or it can walk on. And but the problem is the enemy knows where to walk on, but the enemy doesn't know how to jump to the different platforms. And right here is the bridges. Now the bridges are a very useful feature, especially for my project, that links to separated nav mesh surfaces, so the enemy knows to cross the bridge or jump over to the other side or the other platform with these. And that's how I made the enemy jump. That's pretty cool, right? And the third feature I'm going to show, and just look at the bottom screen. I know I'm switching a lot of screens, but I'm just it's the editor's mode. It's like confusing, but still, you see this. Do you see this pressure thing? Well, this pressure thing, I've said something about it before. It's actually like an indicator of how far you're away from the enemy, and if and so basically, the pressure is how I made it is split into 2 parts. The first part is pressure indicator, which indicates, which is like the little bar here you see, and the pressure calculation, which is in the code, and I'll show you that right now. And if I go to player script, which is right here, and these 2 functions are in charge of calculating the pressure based on the distance uh, between the player and the enemy, and the pressure screen growth, which is how much the screen is reddened when the enemy gets close to you. So that's cool. And these 2 are actually quite interesting, and they send data over to the pressure indicator, which is basically a sprite or image that is filled different amounts based on the data. So you see a little bar thing, if it, like a bar graph, right? And yeah, that's kind of it for my three features and how I made them. Now, of course, there's a lot more cool stuff I could talk about, like texturing, terraining, level design, much more, but we don't have the time to do that. So sorry, but yeah, that's kind of it.
All right, John, good job. Okay, so could you, no, I'm gonna fit, once I stop the meeting, and then you will see it's gonna generate a MP3, MP4 file.
Okay.
And then once that is done, if you can send the file to me, that'll be great. You can just upload that to Google Drive. Do you have a Google Drive?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
Like,
can drag that file to Google Drive and then share that with me.
okay.
Can you, you can send me a shared link, or you can use my Gmail, whatever is easier for you, okay?
Mhm.
But that file won't generate until we finish the meeting. Once I end the meeting, and then it will, it will pop up the little thing, and then you will see it.
Okay.
All
Cool.
right. Okay. All right, John. Thanks so much. Okay. Good job. Once you have a updated version or Windows version, we should send it again that people to download it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay, John. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Mhm.